Hi, welcome back to Crystal's Tarot. This is going to be your reading for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign for Cancer for October of 2020. If you're interested in knowing the decks used in today's reading, or you're interested in reaching out to me for a personal reading, or you want to know my signs, you can find all that information in the description box listed below. I always want to remind you to never give your power away to a reading, a reader, or anyone or anything else. This reading, however, is intended to assist you on your path to your greatest and highest good. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started today. Go ahead and get comfortable. We're going to use our singing bowl to clean out our energy and lift our vibration. Inhale and exhale as it feels comfortable to you. If you're new to my channel, I do wait for the cards to jump out. So if you're pressed for time, please feel free to fast forward. It looks like your current energy potentially is you're trying to juggle ways on how you can balance things and bring some clarity into a situation that's been difficult and hard for you, potentially heartbreaking about a love connection. It's caused you a lot of stress and a lot of anguish potentially, maybe some sleepless nights as well. But you're trying to find a way to have passionate movement, either towards that same person or towards another situation, or just trying to be motivated in regards to love again, to bring a new opportunity of love or a refreshing start to existing relationship in love. You kind of might be trying to find a way to find passion again, but it's a little bit difficult for you. But you are hopeful for your future about having a passionate relationship with someone. Potentially, you want somebody to communicate something of passion towards you, or you've been thinking about something that you're very passionate about and you want to put movement towards it. But it's kind of like pent-up energy, where you want to say things, but you don't allow yourself to say things. And then you think of how you could say things, but you don't allow yourself to say things. And you're trying to bring balance to that situation so that you can kind of allow those energies to let you rest a little bit so you're not so stressed out about the situation as to what's going on. You are very stressed out right now when it comes to love. You might not be able to sleep well. This might be in regards to a connection you've had in the past or one that you're hoping to have. Whether you've met that person yet or not. You do want to be happy and joyful, but in your past, you've just been disappointed in a relationship or the idea of love itself, and you're trying to move forward from that, but you're not sure how to. And somebody might be trying to talk to you, and you're not really sure how to interpret what they're feeling, like if you can trust them or not, if what they're saying is sincere and it's authentic and valuable or not. You do want to be happy. You're just not sure how to be happy. You're not sure if the people in your environment can make you happy. You do want to have a connection at some point that's authentic and that you could be fully committed in and with. But you're having a struggle in trying to get that where your thoughts are actually in your living environment, where you're living out what you're hoping for. You might have had to defend yourself regarding what opportunity you want to take or a way that you're trying to take, or you're trying to reason it out within your mind. If one minute you think that like this is the good way to go, and then another you're sitting there thinking like that's not the direction that you've led you to victory before, and then so it's like, well, try this way, but you're like, I've never done that before. So you have a lot of conflicting energy and a lot of resistant energy in regards to love and obligations and connections. In regards to love, majority, maybe about the way that you've placed your feelings or people who have placed their feelings on you. You want to be proud. And there might be somebody in your environment that's boastful, and it's kind of like rubbing you the wrong way, and you're trying to figure out how's the best way to handle them or that energy. We're going to have one more shuffle and then we'll get started pulling our cards. You want to build something that makes you feel confident within yourself, something that you could be proud of. And so you're working on trying to bring that along and get those energies moving so that you can sit back later and look at how far you've come and be proud of where you're at and what you've done. Give me just one moment, please, and thank you. Okay, so you have the Ace of Cups out here, which is a card that showed up in your pre-shuffle as well. But we'll get more clarification on that. I just wanted to mention that. Anytime that there's the energies that come out multiple times, which the Four of Swords did as well, anytime that there's a card or energy that repeats itself, I always like to basically equate it to, like, if you were to be reading a book, that would be the part that's highlighted instead of just regular print. That's the part that Spirit really wants you to be aware of and pay close attention to, because there's like an extra message within that. There's something extra healing for you in regards to that. Thank you, Spirit, for Cancer, October 2020. Cancer. Wow. Okay. I am one of those readers that I will not, when the cards come out, regardless of how many it is, as long as it's not the deck. But it's a big deck, but we're gonna read the story. The bottom of your energy, you have the Eight of Wands, and this card came out multiple times in your pre-shuffle as well. For your book, we're just gonna set this aside for right now. That's your potential outcome should things remain the same, but we'll review that when we get to it. Okay. It's gonna be a long reading. Get comfy. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start pulling our clarifiers, and just give me one moment. If you're pressed for time, please feel free to fast forward. I wait for the cards to come out. I don't like to pull them. I feel like that's my energy, and I just like to see what Spirit has. And I feel like if I'm pulling the cards, that's my energy conflicting with that. So I just want what Spirit messages, not what my energy is. So just give me a moment. And again, if you're pressed for time, please feel free to fast forward. Hopefully it doesn't go too fast, or excuse me, too slow. Okay. So when you see me, when you see me flip cards, like I want to know if that energy is going to stay in the reverse or not. This one, we want to look at it, but it's not part of your reading necessarily. You have the Page of Wands, which you also do over here as well in the way that people see you. So the Page of Wands speaks about either receiving or providing communication in regards to something that that you're passionate about. And you also have the Ace of Cups out here, which was a card that showed up in your pre-shuffle as well. And you have it out here twice. You have it out here twice. Okay. Did I say Page of Wands? Sorry. Okay. Cancer. Let's talk, okay? You're holding yourself back from communicating something. Or somebody wants to communicate something with you that they're not allowing themselves to do, but this is your reading. I'm going to say that this is something that you're holding yourself back from. You're not allowing yourself to speak fully in the capacity that you want to. You're holding yourself back from communicating something that you've been wanting to communicate very strongly and for probably quite some time now. You might not be sure how that information is going to be received, but you need to be yourself and allow yourself to feel everything and say everything and do everything that you're feeling within reason, of course. You don't want to be negative. You don't want to force your way on anybody else, but you want to you want to authentically be you, which means if you are feeling drawn to say something and you're holding yourself back, you're not allowing yourself to say something, you're going to be the one that's dealing with that energy of having it's like a pressure cooker internally. you're not going to be able to get that energy out until you find a way to release it. And majority of the time, when we need to communicate something, it's because we need to communicate something. And if we're not communicating it, then we're just holding it and internalizing it, which is not very positive. It's actually destructive for us, is what I'm hearing. It's destructive for you. Whether it's like emotionally or mentally, it's causing you a lot of anguish. So let's get started on your reading here. Your current energy, you have the Four of Cups clarified with the Knight of Swords. So you either provided or somebody provided some information to you in regards to love, and or you're thinking about love in a way that is difficult for you to handle. It's like it's this energy of like there's something pent up. There's like with knights, that's movement. Swords speak about either your thoughts or communication. And the Four of Cups speak about being dissatisfied within love. So the combination of these is either somebody has provided you with communication or you've provided communication, which left yourself feeling disheartened when it comes to love. And or you're sitting there spending a lot of time in your mental space thinking about how disappointing love is or has been for you. So you're not very hopeful. The energy that's crossing that, you have the Queen of Cups clarified with the Judgment in reverse. So you feel like something wasn't done fairly when it came to love. You might have been cheated on in your recent past or sometime in your past, and you're holding on to that energy. Or you might have given your cup to somebody who didn't really appreciate it. They didn't want the cup. And so now you're just kind of feeling defeated and sitting there feeling like it's not going to work out and that you keep investing in the wrong areas. But we should always be investing in ourselves. Always give yourself love first. And if somebody passes you up, then that's their choice. That's their option. But that does not mean that there's something wrong with you. It does not mean that you're not ever going to have love. It does not mean that you're not worthy of love. It just means that that was not the right person, not the right time, not the right fit for now. You don't know what the future holds, but we are supposed to love ourselves more and first than we love anyone or anything else. Our children obviously definitely are priorities for us. However, when it comes to other people and them accepting or not accepting your cup, if it's being offered, if you're just sitting there looking at somebody and like, oh, I really want to give that opportunity. I want to speak with that person. I want to get to know that person, but you're not speaking up for that. You have nobody to blame but yourself. However, if you do give your cup of love to somebody and they don't appreciate it, they don't accept it, they don't handle it correctly, that's not your fault. That's their energy. It's something for them to learn. It's a part of their lesson in life to learn, right? It's not something that we should be internalizing, because all we can do is love ourselves and love others and be respectful in the best way that we can be. We don't control other people. With that being said, Spirit wants to move on. So just know that we don't control other people and that all we can do is try our best and be ourselves authentically and in the best loving way that we can be, okay? All right. In the bottom energy, which I equate this to basically what's in your soul, like what is the things that you can't run from even if you tried. And we have the Queen of Wands with the Two of Cups in the reverse. So what this speaks about, and if you look at her, she's looking at them, how they're in the reverse. She's looking down upon them. So deep in your soul, I feel like, well, what I'm getting from this is that there was a person, there was a connection that you were passionate about, that you thought of them very, very dearly, and they did not reciprocate. And that's leaving you to kind of feel lost in love, hopeless in love, and just not being able to be your authentic self. So we're going to move on to your recent past. You have the Three of Pentacles clarified with the King of Wands in the reverse. So what this speaks about to me, the Three of Pentacles, that's building with other people. It could be about either changing your what is it called? Like your blueprint, kind of. Or building with other people where we're taking other people's opinions and options and thoughts and feelings into account when we're building what we're trying to build, and they're building with us, right? And the King of Wands speaks about, it could be a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. And the Pentacles, it could be Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So what this speaks about to me, if you're not dealing with any of those, and I don't like to go over signs. For me, it's more the energy, right? So there was something that you were wanting to build with somebody, or it's a group energy. You wanted to create something with somebody other than yourself, potentially more than just one, but at least one other person. And it was something where there was not action that was passionate. So you might have been the one putting in all the energy, all the effort, and they didn't reciprocate. So what that speaks about to me is that kind of caused you, especially when you have the Queen of Wands with the the Two of Cups in the reverse. So between these two energies, it was something that just kind of left you feeling hopeless and defeated, where you were investing and the other person wasn't. I do want to acknowledge when you have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. The Queen of Wands is in the upright and the King of Wands is in the reverse. They are also in two different decks, but it's still a pair nonetheless. It's just from two different decks, so it's not as strong of an energy as it could be. So let's dissect this energy, okay? There's lots of passion that were not fulfilled by the other person. You wanted to build something, but they weren't as passionate as you were. And between the both of these energies, you just feel defeated in love. You feel like I tried and I did not succeed, and so I'm done. However, it's that like about you get bucked off the cow or whatever, you get knocked off your horse, you get kicked off your horse, you have to get back on. When I was younger, my grandmother had horses and a bunch of animals. She had a farm. And the first time I rode a horse, she told me, if you want to get on, you have to get back on if you get knocked off. And I thought that was like crazy. I don't understand. But if you think about it, like if you allow yourself to get knocked off and you don't make yourself get back on, that's the energy that you live with. That's what you come to expect. That's what you, that's how you focus your energy and attention going forward. But if you have if you feel like a defeat, if you have something that's been hard for you and you keep trying, eventually you're going to win. If you show yourself more than anybody else, you show yourself that you are not able to be defeated, that no matter what happens, you will rise another day. No matter what happens, you will try and you will get on that horse again. Then you're going to find your horse and you're going to be able to feel the wind as you ride it. And you're going to be able to feel like this freeness that the riding horses provide. So I don't know why I wanted to mention that story, but I hope it's helpful for you. So try to get back on your horse because you have a lot of hurt right here. So let's go over the energy that's crowning you. You have the Ten of Swords clarified with the Ace of Cups. And it's the Ace of Cups that's out here multiple times. I misspoke earlier. It wasn't the page, but the Page of Cups did come out here somewhere. I thought I saw it. Anyways, sorry about that. So in the energy that's crowning you is what you're thinking about quite often. You have the Ten of Swords, which speaks about a very hurtful situation that was you felt defeated in it, and then it's impacting your thoughts as well. And then you have with the I can't speak all of a sudden. With the Ace of Cups, it speaks about like this was a love offer that either you provided or was provided to you that caused you a lot of hurt, a lot of anguish, a lot of hardship. And being that it was a 10, it had to end. It was something that reached its point, regardless of if it was there for a long time or a short time. It was something that reached an end in regards to love. And that has caused you a lot of hurt and a lot of pain, and a lot of anguish and a lot of disappointment. And you feel defeated within the situation. I want to take a moment here to pause and reflect on these energies before we move forward. What all this speaks about to me is I think that you have something that you're recently passionate about, but because of your past and the difficult energy that you have in like your soul energy and your thought energy and your recent past and your current energy, it all speaks about trying, like getting on the horse and getting knocked off, and now you don't want to get back on. Everyone is not the same. It's something that I've been telling a lot of people lately. Everyone is not the same. Just because people hurt you does not mean that the next person is going to hurt you. You need to realize that now, because you saw that energy, now you can notice what it looks like the next time it's in your presence. The next time it approaches your space, you can say, hey, hold on, I don't like this energy. I've been there, done that, don't want it no more. Versus, hey, I've been hurt before, but this is somebody who's new. They're different to me. Let me spend some time getting to know them authentically and allowing myself to be known authentically as well. That's the only way that you can really build connections, is when you're honestly and authentically yourself, openly. Other than that, everybody's just kind of putting up a facade, and then years, months, days later, you find out like it's not even the person that you thought it was, because they've been putting up a facade, and potentially you have been too. So let's not do that anymore. We always need to be our true, authentic self. So that can bring in the person that we're intended to be for. If we're putting on a fake face and somebody else is putting on a fake face, obviously it's going to end sometime, because everybody was fake. Nobody was their true self. That's a heavy, heavy energy that you have here of just trying for love. It didn't work out, and now you're just defeated and heartbroken and hopeless about it. However, in your near future, you're going to have an opportunity, or you will have an opportunity to receive or provide a loving connection, a loving communication that is divinely guided to you. And with the Magician here, you have everything that you need to create that and strengthen it and build upon it. The Magician has all the tools in his tool belt. There's nothing he is lacking. It's just, does he feel like creating, he or she? Does that individual feel like creating something that they're going to be proud of in regards to a love offer that has been provided by the divine? If you look at this card, it's God's hand handing you this cup. And in that cup, there's this bird that's coming into it, right? So birds speak about communication, free authenticity. So this is an opportunity that's like nothing that you've ever known before. And you have the ability to either strengthen it, to sabotage it, whatever it is that you want to do with this, you have the ability to do so. But something is being provided to you, and you're going to have to decide if you're strong enough to handle it yet, if you're ready to handle it yet, if you want it to kind of stay in the friend zone or what. But keep in mind, if somebody's searching for an opportunity with you, they don't want to be friends, if they care about you, they'll hang out and be in that friend zone for a while, as long as they're comfortable with it, right? But if you're showing them that you're like, you got all these walls up and you can't be loved, and you feel like you can't be loved, and in turn you don't want to love somebody else, that's going to create it where you're causing them this hurt in the future. My best advice to you is that yes, you've been hurt, but you can recognize, if somebody's lying, right? Use your own intuition. I always like to remind people, never give your reading, I don't know why I'm saying that. Never give your power away to a reading, a reader, or anyone or anything else. We've all been blessed with our own intuition and our own divine guidance. So if you feel like something's shady and there's red flags, leave it alone. Don't risk it if you're not comfortable risking it. Otherwise, if you feel like it's kind of weird but you're not sure, ask some more questions. And what I always, I've been found out myself that if we ask enough questions and we ask similar questions, we're going to finally catch somebody up in the lie if they're lying, because that answer is going to change. They're not going to be the same person. They're not going to respond in it the same way. Yeah, I'm Gemini sun, so there's some days where I'm okay with certain things, and then other days on a bad day, I'm not okay with it at all. However, my thought process of it, or my opinion, unless I've really sat there and evaluated it and had a different perspective provided to me that really allowed me to think, hey, maybe I can think about this differently, my opinion is always going to be my opinion. It's not going to change. It's not going to waver. It's not going to falter. So ask enough questions. Make sure you get to know this person before you fully invest. and make sure that they're investing in you just like you're investing in them before you give them your all. Okay? So in how you see yourself, you have the Four of Swords clarified with the Strength card. So what this speaks about is that, yes, you've been hurt in the past with this Four of Swords here, but you're trying to evaluate it. You're trying to process it mentally so that you can learn your lessons, lick your wounds kind of, and heal from it. And with the Strength card, the strength is like an internal strength. It's, if you look at her, she's got her hand in that lion's mouth. Most of us don't go around putting our hands in lion's mouth. You might have actually dealt with a Sagittarius or some fire sign, more than likely. With, you got a lot of wands here. Actually, you got pretty much all the cards on the table. You could have been any sign, but I'm picking up a lot of mental energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I think it's no. Sorry. Libra. Aquarius and Gemini. So, and then with the strengths here, that's a Leo. The Magician, it can be known as Gemini. I've heard that it's Gemini before. You can have Capricorn, what is it? Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Let's see. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Yeah, there's not too many Pentacles here. I get a lot of Swords. Gemini, Libra, and let's see. I hope it wasn't a Gemini. Like I said, I'm Gemini's sun. Whoever it was that caused this difficulty for you, just know that it wasn't the right person, it wasn't the right time for you. Doesn't mean that there's not a person in your future. It does not mean that you're not intended for someone or something. Everyone deserves love. Everybody deserves to have authenticity, but we need to be that before we can receive that at the same time, okay? And at the same time, don't be giving everything away. Make, like, what did they say? Nobody's going to buy the cow if they get the milk for free, kind of, you know? So make people earn it. Don't just bend over backwards for them off day one or where they haven't really had to do much for it. And this might be a little bit bitter. So I apologize. But I've always felt in the past that if you tell somebody you love them too quickly, then they already feel like they've got you. What else do they have to work for, right? It's kind of like buying why would you buy the cow when you get the milk for free, kind of. Like, make people earn you. Don't just give yourself away. You are important. You are valuable. You deserve amazing things in your life. So make people earn it. Don't just give it away. So how you see yourself is you see that you've been hurt. And I feel like you're just kind of putting up this wall. Like, I'm strong. Nobody's going to get past my guard now. I'm sitting here in this hurt and pain. And you got one laying on your chest and you're like, you come near me, I'm going to cut you. So it's like, you're not really playing with people. But understand that there's an energy that is safe and healthy when we come like standing in our power versus one that is detrimental to us, one that is self-sabotaging. There's a difference between that. And it looks like you're kind of gearing towards the self-sabotage more than like cleaning out that wound and healing from it. So Spirit's really advising you to know your strengths, know your power, and understand that you don't have to give it away. Know that everybody's not the same. Know that your future is not your past, okay? Other people see you, you have the Ace of Wands here with the Hierophant. So what this speaks about is other people see that you're passionate and that you're dedicated, and that you have the ability to make long-term commitments and connections. And other people might see other people might be thinking of you right now as like you just want to use the wands, even if you're male or female. And you're not really focusing on making solid connections and commitments right now. And that might be detouring other people who would be coming into your environment that would be good for you, because you're putting up this wall of self-sabotage, basically. So Spirit's advising you to kind of clean up that energy so you can have the person that you deserve, the person that you want. Your hopes or fears, I'm going to say it's probably both of them, being the cards and the position. So the position that this falls in, it can either be your hopes and or your fears. And so you have the Fool clarified with the Knight of Wands. And what this speaks about, the Fool is where they're not sure what to do. It's kind of like the Hangman, which you had in your pre-shuffle. So the Hangman is like the optimist and the Fool is the, sorry, I'm wrong. The Hangman is the pessimist, where the Fool is the optimist. The Fool doesn't know where they're going or how they're going to get there or what's going to lay ahead of them in front of their path. But they're trusting Spirit, that Spirit's going to guide them and protect them the whole way through. And with the Wands here, the Knight of Wands, that speaks of movement, of passion. So I feel like it's both for you right now. You're fearful of making a movement of passion because you don't want to look ignorant. You don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing. You don't want to have like blind faith with somebody in the future. And you're hopeful because you do want a new opportunity. You want to have a healthy, loving relationship that you're passionate and excited about. But your past has not been warm and fuzzy. So you're trying to move on from that energy and you're trying to like chase something that is inspiring for you and hopeful, where it's a new opportunity, a brand new start, fresh start for you, but you're kind of scared and hesitant about it at the same time. Okay. Let's go over your book here. So the card clarifying is the Page of Wands in the reverse. And what this speaks about is a passionate communication or immature passion that is going to be clarifying the situation right here. So I didn't want to hold that and hold these up because, as you can see, we got a book here. But I'm not a reader that will sit there and say I'm not reading the book. I feel like if Spirit wants to send that energy out, then I'm going to interpret it the best that I can for you, okay? So get comfortable. Okay. We have the Two of Swords, Seven of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Two of Cups, which was out here already, the Sun, which came out multiple times in your pre-shuffle, the Ace, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Three of Swords. Clarified with the Page of Wands in the reverse. Okay, so what this means to me is that in your past, or you or somebody that you know was having a lot of mental conflict, a lot of mental anguish, potential trying to talk to somebody about like, how do I make this decision? What do I do? How do I move forward? About defending yourself or defending somebody in a situation. In regards, that caused a lot of fighting for you. So I feel like there might have been somebody that you weren't really sure about their honest intentions, and it caused you to defend yourself, or you questioned them and they had to defend themselves. And that led to a lot of argument, a lot of fighting, a lot of difficulty in a love connection. But you wanted to be happy and you wanted to feel joyful. So you and or they turned a blind eye. But you couldn't find the truth that eventually it came out. And when that truth came out about a new opportunity, whether you were provided that opportunity or the other person involved was provided that new opportunity, it felt like somebody was trying to win at all costs, trying to get away with something, even though it's not the Seven of Swords. The Five of Swords basically speaks about trying to get away with something, being selfish, causing hurt to other people. So I feel like you or your person, even though that there was a hope, there was a potential for a long-term loving connection where you guys both could have been happy. There was a new passion, there was a new opportunity provided that eventually came to the light, and it caused a lot of hurt, where somebody needed to walk away, where they stopped providing this passionate love offer. But you might have went back and tried to give them a love offer, or maybe they came back and said, hey, I'm sorry for what I did, or you said that you were sorry. Somebody said that they were sorry for taking a new opportunity that they probably shouldn't have. And at that time, when they came back to say that they were sorry, or you came back to say you were sorry, the person that was being apologized to did not want to hear it in any way, shape, or form. They were probably very feisty and aggressive with their communication, and that caused you and or this person to have a broken heart and to feel like it's not possible, it's not fixable, it's not healable, and now there's no more communication of passion in regards to the situation. Okay, let's see what... I don't like that. Okay. I'm being called to use this deck. This deck is very soft, in my opinion. I like strong messages, but we're going to go with it because Spirit's telling us that this is the deck we're going to use. So this is the deck we're going to use. We're going to get some additional clarification. So for Cancer for October 2020. Cancer, October 2020. Thank you, Spirit. So you might have, when the relationship ended, it might have been where it changed your finances. It was then difficult for your finances, and you're just trying to move away from that energy. You and or the other person involved is trying to have more balance and more consistency when it comes to their resources. And moving away has been hard for you and or the other person involved. There might be a court case. I saw the Hierophant and now the Justice card. So it might have led to a divorce or like some way, like something in the justice field. Like the legal realm of some sorts. And moving away was not what you wanted to do, wasn't what they wanted to do, but there was so much hurt and pain, and the foundation was no longer stable. And it's like that energy of once you know something, you can't unknow it. Once you wake up from a dream, you can't go back to the same dream. And now the Emperor. So leaving has caused you to kind of stand in your power. It's allowed you to be in your power more than what you used to, more than what you felt. But at the same time, you still have that disappointment of love not working out for you and wanting it to. I felt like you really wanted to be with that person. And now that you've had to walk away, you have no other choice than to stand on your own. And so you're really owning that. But at the same time, it's hard for you. It's causing you a lot of mental anguish. It's causing you a lot of hurt. You feel like that there's so many things that you might not have control over that you used to have control over, potentially. I think it's more of your thoughts. And then you have the Hangman again with the Seven of Swords. So it's kind of leaving you like you're like kind of pessimistic. Like you don't know how the future is going to play out. And so you just don't really want to make any movement of love right now. But at some point you do want to be able to be loved again, and have a connection. But you don't know if you can trust a truth, in regards to a love connection. And you're scared to become passionate again, because you don't want to be hurt. You don't want that same energy of where there's deceit and the truth comes out in the end. Or you might feel ashamed or embarrassed of something that you did. But I'm more getting it was done to you. And it was world changing for you. It completely changed the way that you thought about relationships and people as a whole. But you're seeking abundance, and you're just putting passionate movement towards creating things of abundance, even though you have this broken heart here, and you feel defeated in it. You still have even if you won't acknowledge it, you do want to have love. You're focusing solely on your Pentacles right now, and you're spending a lot of time in your thought space, but you do want love. At some point, you're very devastated that this didn't work out, and you want to either provide or receive like a passionate, honest communication. Like I think you still have a lot of energy. I think that's probably what this is. you're wanting to tell this person off, basically, and you're not allowing yourself to. You're like, you just shut down the communication, but you really keep on going over about how it wasn't right, how they, you just go over the things that you want to say to them. Like, you're really upset with them, and you don't feel like they're worth your time or your energy, but you still think of a million things that you would like to say to them, whether it's negative or positive. And you're trying to use your intuition about what to move forward with in regards to what you're passionate about in the future. You want to have, you want to be successful with this outcome. You want to win in regards to if it's a divorce or just like having this amazing, authentic abundance that you can kind of rub in their face later to be like, haha, look what you lost, kind of thing. But at the same time, you're being encouraged to just let spirit assist you in healing and trust it all to the universe, right? You're being encouraged to kind of look at what you want, look at what you've done, where you could have stood in your power a little bit more, where you could have created more fairness, like the red flags, basically. When you get the red flags, like, pay attention to those energies. Don't just dismiss them because you want to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. You're getting a red flag for a reason. We all have an intuition for a reason. So you have the Hangman and the King of Swords, which came out multiple times. It's not there. That's in your near future. It's kind of like your current energy, between your current energy and your near future. You're going to be kind of still not sure what to do, but you're going to have a lot of thoughts going on as to how do you create love going forward and what do you want in a partner going forward. You have the King of Wands and the Six of Chalices. So what this speaks about to me is that you are passionate about this person. You feel you miss them quite a bit, but at the same time, you're angry with them and you're upset for what they chose to do. Or they might be upset with you for what you chose to do. But I really strongly getting it that this is your energy, that you're upset with them. I feel like you invested quite a bit more than what they did, whether it's emotionally, financially, physically, spiritually, and you didn't get it back in return. And so now you're just kind of sitting there, like, even though you think about them, like, you don't allow, like, they'll never know it. All the things that you want to communicate to them, you're holding that back from yourself. You're not communicating it. Let's get some more energy about the final outcome. So you got the Fool again, and another book, and the World card. So I'm going to put this over here. No, okay. Okay, I understand. I'm getting it like this. It's different than what you normally do. I feel like you would usually communicate this, but you're holding yourself back, which is different than what you usually would do things. And you're trying to just get a new perspective on how to move, like how to do things going forward, because it's you don't feel like you've been successful with the way that you've followed things in the past. Like, it hasn't led you to what you wanted. So you got the Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Chariot, the Knight of Wands, which you've had them out here a couple times, the Ace of Swords you've had a couple times, the Star, the Five of Cups, Chalices, the Wheel, Three of Pentacles, which you've had out here before, 10 of Pentacles you've had before, the King of Pentacles. And I want to say, let me make sure. Yes. Okay. So in the same deck, you have the King and Queen of Pentacles. So at some point you're destined to have the love, like the authentic relationship that you've hoped for, that you didn't think you could have. The High Priestess, the Ace of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, and the Nine of Chalices, which is the Nine of Cups. So when you get into this full energy, in it's like to clarify your final outcome. And I think you're going to have a lot going on, because every time we get to the final outcome, you get books, not like a couple of pages, you get books. So once you get to be able to be in this full energy, where, and again, that's what was in the energy that you were doubtful or hopeful of right here, with the Knight of Wands. So it's passion, moving passionately forward to new opportunities. And even though you don't know everything about them, everything behind it, like basically it's like getting a new opportunity to go out, and you're like, no, I don't really want to go out. I don't know who's going to be there. I've never been there before. But if you allow yourself to go out, you allow yourself to be in new places, see new things, do new things, experience new things, and have this full energy where you're hopeful, and you're expecting God or the divine to kind of guide you and protect you, and strengthen your intuition in that, and only lead the right people to your path. I think it's going to lead you to abundance. If you can see, like, the moon is covering the sun here, but the sun is still peeking through, and it looks like there's been like this car that drove all the way up to this tree. Even though you can't see the car no more, you can see the person over there. So they're kind of like, in my opinion, trees are like divine, right? It's nature. It's something that was, and trees are also stable. They're the most stable and grounding force on the planet, in my opinion. It's a little seed. We have like these new trees that get grown and planted, pretty much everywhere, and they, like, the wind comes and knocks it over. But when you have a seed that's out in in nature by itself, and it grows, that's going to be a stable tree. That is going to be something that is very, very hard, if even at all possible, to knock over. So you're trying to get grounded with you see that gentleman over there? And then above it is the moon, and the sun's peeking through. Like, it's like the sun is way bigger. Like, you can see the sun on the outline all the way around, right? So what this speaks about to me is once you go over and kind of spend time internally speaking with spirit and getting divine guidance, you're going to be empowered. You're going to be inspired to start to chase things that are hopeful for you. And you'll kind of get like a blueprint of like what that path looks like, so you can start taking one step at a time and trusting your intuition. So now let's go through our second book. With the Queen of Pentacles, she thinks about, she's a receptive energy. Pentacles are tangible things here on earth that we can touch, right? So what I'm getting from her is, and she's right on this tree as well. So she's over there, and she's got her little rabbit down there. There's a little gnome kind of like handing her, I don't know what he's handing her. I can't see, and I don't got my glasses on. But he's handing her something. But either way, I'm more getting her energy, and the little bunny beneath her. And she's in front of this tree, right? So she made it all the way over to the tree now. And then, so this is the full energy. So we get over here to this tree. It starts to give us inspiration. Queens are also thought processes, whereas the masculine are the action force, right? So we start to think about how we can receive things in this life. Pentacles, they are either like new opportunities being provided to you, something in the tangible world, your bank account, your finances, new opportunities like that. But they can also speak about grounded relationships that might have took a long time to build and create. But once they come around, they're solid, they're sturdy, they're dependable, they're not going anywhere. Okay? And then after that, we have the Hermit. So once you get to this full energy and you start to think about things, about how you can build them, what do you want to create next, it's going to put you in this Hermit area. And Hermits speak about where we're on that internal journey. We're just spending our time with ourself and spirit. We're not really talking to other people. So you might have like, it's kind of like a Four Swords energy as well, as when you're kind of just internally diving into things. You're not really talking with other people. You're not taking other people's opinions into account. And then that's going to lead you to have a movement forward with the Chariot card here. So once you get that inspiration, that the Hermit always gets an inspiration. He's up on the mountaintop all by himself with him in spirit. And then he receives downloads. He receives guidance. He receives divine guidance. And then that's going to put movement forward. And in this Chariot card, it happens to be a male and a female and their little baby, okay? And then after that, you have the Knight of Wands. So this speaks about moving passionately forward towards something. And he's moving forward towards the Chariot, which is the family, right? So I think, like I was saying, you do want a family connection. You do want a love connection at some point in your future, in your life. And once you get that divine inspiration to move forward towards it, you're going to do it in a passionate way. Which is going to bring in the Ace of Wands, which speaks about authentic, genuine communication. It could be something that's harsh as well, but the cards that it's between, which is the Star and the Knight of Wands, I feel like it's a passionate and truthful communication, and that's going to bring in your wish fulfillment. With the Star card, it speaks about, and there's also a male and a female there, and they're divinely connected. So I feel like you're going to have your wish of having an authentic relationship, and that's going to bring in the Five of Chalices, which that can speak about being dissatisfied in love. But if you look, those three have been blown out by the wind. I don't know if you could pick up the wind right here. There's like a little wind that went through. And this one, I kind of see that as being, well, this is your incoming partner. And this is you. Like the wind came and blew through, and it cleared out everything that wasn't meant for you, but you're still standing. Even though the wind came and tried to knock you out, you're still standing. And your partner's over here just waiting for you to come around and come and find them. And that's going to bring you into the Wheel, which speaks about like having things turning in our favor. With it's in the upright, and there's three people here. So that 3 can speak about third party, but it doesn't have to. It also speaks about building things, creating things with group energies, people that want the same thing that you do. Clarified with the 3 of Pentacles, which the 3 of Pentacles is it's team building. We're building things together as a group of the things that we all want it the same way. We want it. It's like your soul tribe, right? So even though your wish is going to be fulfilled, and it's going to be somebody that is going to be able to withstand the trials and tribulations of the difficulty. They're going to be willing to have those awkward and difficult conversations with you, and that's going to give you a new perspective, a new outlook, a new lease on life, and you're going to build together. They're going to be like a refreshing person for you. If you can see that the gentleman is just sitting here kind of absorbing things, whereas the ladies in the background like digging this gentleman out is what I'm getting from it. So this person that comes in is going to allow you to be your authentic self. You're not going to have to put on a shield. You're not going to have to hide from this person. And when you try to, they're going to like, hey, this isn't you. What's going on? Talk to me. Tell me how you're feeling. Those kind of things. Which is a beautiful energy. And then that's going to lead you to the 10 of Pentacles. That's abundance. That's happy home, happy life, happy wife, happy husband, happy everything. Everybody's joyful to be together. If you can see, they're back there celebrating. They have their pentacles. They have like everything's good to go. They got their dogs. It's a life of abundance. It's balanced. It's fair. Like even though there's been difficulty, you got a cat here and these dogs. So even though things have been difficult and trying, that's actually going to strengthen your relationship. It's going to, if it's the same person, like maybe you go talk to them and you fix things, or it's somebody else that comes in new and they've had a similar hurt as you, and you guys talk about it, and you guys, by your shared hurt, it builds a stronger bond, and it makes it so that even though even though it looks like that you shouldn't have been together, you don't know how you wound up together. They might be from different areas of the country than you. Somehow you guys found your way together because it was divinely guided and protected. Okay, and then you have the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is now, he's the movement. He's the action of creating things that are long-lasting. And with his queen, right? So we have a true pair here. We have an authentic team, whereas before it was half and half. It was a king and a queen that were a pair, but they were from two separate decks. They weren't intended to really be a set together. Even though they were the same pair, they were a pair of the same suit, it wasn't of the same deck. Now you have a pair that is of the same deck, which this relationship is going to be authentic and stronger than you've ever known before. And then we have the high priest. So what this speaks about is a higher level of commitment, potentially. It could be about, like maybe you guys are both religious in two different religions, but somehow you make it work. Maybe you guys both want to learn a little bit about each other's religion, so you have something to connect and something else to speak about. That where you don't change each other, you just enjoy the difference between the two of you, and it strengthens your bond, it strengthens your commitment, strengthens your connection, and it's something for everybody around you to be able to acknowledge and celebrate with you. They kind of look up to you, and especially the people who have seen the hurt in the past that you've had with your potential future relationship, as long as you kind of go through this journey of self-healing, and being hopeful and expecting good things to come out of like a phoenix from the ashes, right? So if you kind of maintain that energy, other people are going to look at you and see that the abundance that you've grown, the conflicts that you've overcome, and they're going to notice the strength, the beautiful strength within you. Like with the lion here, like where she's tamed the beast, kind of. It's a beautiful energy. And then you have the Ace of Wands, which this speaks about passionate. It's divinely guided. It's authentic, and it's natural. It's refreshing. It's trustworthy. It's true. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, where they're building together. They're creating things together. And they're just kind of like looking out. They're building things together. They're sharing with their team. There's not, nobody's being shady and sneaky in this situation. It's open and honest and sincere. It's loving, and they're both working on the same direction. They're both wanting the same outcome. And then that leads to the Nine of Cups, Nine of Chalices, which is having self-confidence, having something to be proud of, feeling self-assured, feeling protected and blessed and authentic and confident. It's beautiful, beautiful energy. So I kind of get why we were supposed to use that deck, because not all decks have those same cards in a lot of these. Like I noticed a lot of pairs, a lot of couples in these decks. So I think you're definitely looking forward to having that relationship. And as long as you clean out this negative energy and you speak your truth and you're authentically yourself, I think that's exactly what's in store for you. Okay, Cancer, what we're going to do is we're going to clean out some energy, lift our vibration. So get comfortable. I like those really high-pitched ones more than the other ones. Like the highest pitch is my favorite. If this reading has been helpful for you, please like and subscribe if you've not already done so. If you feel like this reading could be helpful to somebody you know, or you want to like maybe play it back later, feel free to share it with yourself or others. Until next time, I'm sending you lots of love and appreciation and respect. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful outcome to your beautiful story. Remember how to love and patience with yourself as well, Cancer.